Following the success of Dream Synth and Signs, Cherry Audio has developed Harmonia, a unique synthesizer with a concept based initially on the Harmonic series, but it's so much more than that. The uniqueness of this synth is on the oscillators. They are sample based and come with a lot of different sounds. You can also import your own. The thing is, each oscillator can produce up to 8 voices with independent pitches at the same time. Each pitch can be set in terms of harmonics or semitones. Having 2 oscillators makes this even more complex. Of course, you get also the regular waveforms, so you don't get too crazy from the start. And I gotta say, despite having 8 copies of samples, it doesn't really get noisy. We have different controls to scan through the 8 pitches. For instance, center decides the main harmonic on which the initial level will be applied, represented by this red line. It's called center because if we increase the width, we will increase the gain of the voices around it. And if you want to disable this behavior, you just have to put the initial level all the way down. The center and the width have both their own modulation amount and source, letting us start to create movement and more complexity to the sound. As I mentioned, you can change the pitch on harmonics or semitones, but the developers also added harmonic and semitone presets. Not only that, we can also save our own, so we don't always have to set each pitch individually all the time. These presets are really useful to create set sounds, for example an organ, and also scales and chords. So you see, the oscillator is very complex, and having 2 makes things crazier. Other powerful feature is the modulation system. We not only have 4 LFOs and 2 envelopes, they included the oscillators as modulation sources, which gives audio rate experimentation. Not only that, thanks to the mode matrix, we can also modulate each harmonic individually. The LFOs are pretty straightforward, you can change the bias to be positive or negative, you can retrigger with your keyboard, and they can become one-shot, which is the same to say that they become something like an envelope. On the other hand, the mixer, the filter, and the envelopes are simple and straightforward. I might miss a 3rd mode envelope, but then I realized I didn't use the filter as much. But still, 1 extra envelope would be nice. Finally, we have 4 different effects, we can bypass them at the same time, and they are pretty nice. A multimode distortion, a chorus or flanger or phaser or rotary speaker, a pretty nice delay, and different types of reverb, including, you guessed it, the galactic reverb. So let's listen what sounds we can make with this piece. For starters, the pitches can be set to really high values, letting you choose an already amazing sound and then add different pitches to create textures and unique evolving sounds. On the other hand, you may miss something like an arpeggiator on this synthesizer, but we can use the harmonics as sequencers. You have to put the width on 0 and then use a ramp up to modulate the center. Then we use a saw LFO to modulate the cutoff point or even the amplification, and if we have set the LFO2 to 1/2, the saw LFO has to be 1/16. Not only that, as you see, if you go all the way down with the harmonic tuning, it will turn it off. You have to set every pitch on whatever value you want. On semitone it's easier to program a sequence. And if you want to have 16 steps, you can use the same ramp up to modulate the center of oscillator 2. And then we set a square wave LFO, we set the mixer like this, we set it on 4 beats, and we modulate the level of oscillator 1 on full positive values and the level of oscillator 2 on full negative values. And now we have a 16-step sequence. You can experiment with different oscillators to have changing sounds. Finally, Harmonics will always make a sound fuller, so you can take advantage on that and modulate the amount of harmonics so you get sounds like brushes, stabs, or even some kind of bass. So, is it good? For me, it's a big yes. Once again, Cherry Audio has made a synthesizer based on a unique concept. It reminds me of the Synclavier, but it's not quite the same. Honestly, I don't think I've seen another synthesizer that uses harmonics, but the oscillators are sample-based, so of course we get unique sounds. So in conclusion, this is not only a fun synthesizer, but also you can get really useful sounds out of it. But as always, don't take me for granted. You can download a demo and see for yourself if you like it or not. So let me know in the comments your opinions about this theme. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big like and check on the description different ways you can support my videos. I will see you next time, and bye bye!